everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. It is your hosts, Steffi
and Julia.
And together we're still derps and burps.
Exactly.
Who would have guessed? Welcome to our 72nd episode.
Mhm.
Dude, we're doing this for a fucking long time. And do you know what else we're doing for a long time? Twitch, Steffi. Twitch. We're doing Twitch for a fucking long time. In case you don't know, this week, sorry that I'm talking a little bit about myself, but Julia, MissRage, I have my 10-year anniversary on Twitch this week. Technically, I already had it last week, but there was this wedding of this sexy couple, so we're celebrating this week together with my birthday. It's also my birthday this week on the 10th, and we're at the same time celebrating my 10 years on Twitch. So to celebrate this also a little bit with a podcast to kind of start off the celebrations and get into the mood, we wanted to talk a little bit about the podcast. Also for the people that are planning to tune in on Saturday when we celebrate, there's going to be cool prizes again. I'm going to be giving away one monster fridge. And I'm not 100% sure yet for everything, but we're also going to give away 10 items from Logitech. And one of them is going to be the new console. Oh no, I have finger prints on it now. But it is the G Cloud, their handheld console. So if you're interested, you should come by on Saturday and try to win some of the prizes. Yeah, that's something I've been doing for 10 years. Every time we celebrate an anniversary on Twitch, I'm actually trying to gift you guys something. So yeah, sorry for the advertisement in my own thing a little bit. But yeah, that's going to be going on for this week. And Steffi and me, we're going to talk a little bit about everything that happened in the last 10 years on Twitch. Steffi has been on Twitch, I think, also for quite a long time. I'm not sure if it's like
6
quite
years?
10 years. Yeah, I just wanted to say for 6 years.
6, yeah.
But we're going to be talking about in this episode a little bit about, we had an episode on this a long time ago, but we're going to make it a little bit spicier. We're going to give you a little bit of stats and numbers as well of what happened for us, how the platform changed for us, what we liked in the past, what we like more in the present, and the other way around. So if you're interested in that, stick around, listen to the episode. And before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about what has been going on this week in our life. And then afterwards, we got the listener of the week as well, if we find one. Right?
Of course we have a listener
of course,
of the week.
Steffi
We always have a listener of the week.
Steffi's gonna find the listener of the week. Well, I'm gonna tell you what
we already have one.
We already have one. Yeah,
about?
exactly. We have one already. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna update you a little bit. We're gonna update you a little bit. We're always perfectly prepared, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. So this weekend, actually, Steffi and me, we spent together at the wedding of two of our best friends, Sazu and Nita. We've been talking about it already, but now it finally happened, and Steffi and me, we both said it. This wedding set a new standard, a new high standard for every single wedding we're gonna be going on in the future. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Now, Steffi, do you want to start out with what happened on the weekend and what you're gonna be planning to do this week?
Yes, my queen. Everything is prepared as it should be before we even record. So, what happened? Obviously, as Julia said, the wedding was just awesome, beautiful, magical, everything. It was just so cute. Just everything was perfect. It wasn't like super stressy. It was nice and chill. Awesome location, awesome people, awesome bride, awesome broom, right? Broom. Sasu was a beautiful broom, guys.
It was a beautiful broom.
So it was very, very beautiful. I cried, I think, 5 times. Julia's cry count was what, 7?
7. Yeah, I cried 7 times on the wedding.
Yeah, I think it was 5 for me.
Nathan bet 3 times for me, but I did 7.
And yeah, we had a great time. It was very, very, very nice, and they just looked stunning. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Beside that, this week or in general, in June there and July and summer in general, there's a lot of events coming up which are pretty cool. And it's actually the first year for me where I can either say yes or no to events if I want to go there, right? Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not working on the weekends. So this weekend is first of all, we go play paintball with Max dad for Father's Day in advance. So that's gonna be fun. I have been playing paintball once in my life so far, so I'm excited to play it again.
You're ready for
Then,
some some bruises on your body?
yeah, I love that.
Dude, I played it. I was fucking destroyed afterwards.
Yeah, I had like these big of hematomas everywhere.
Yeah,
Awesome,
exactly.
loved it.
Exactly.
So I'm excited for that. The pain is like it's not like too bad, right? It doesn't hurt that much, but it's perfectly fine like that you notice that you got hurt. So I'm excited for that. And beside that, then in the evening we're going to a big event in Graz, which is the factory. We're
Mm-hmm.
finally going there. Like I have been planning to go there for months now, and it's once a month anyways. So we go to this event together. A lot of birthdays as well. There's like 3 birthdays this week only, which is crazy. People are
I feel like
May,
most of the
June,
people
end
are
of
born
May
in
and
June.
June.
Yeah, yeah.
So fucking
June, July is
dang.
for us,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Everybody's birthday.
And then, what else? Yeah, guys, just to keep you up to date, I watched the latest episode of Riverdale. Still watching, right? Please comment down below who else is watching it. Who is
Nobody.
with me? Who is your favorite character still, if there is one? Let me know in the comments, guys.
Fucking Riverdale, man.
That's about it from my side. What about you?
Yeah, same wedding. Super exciting. I was so emotional. Was emotional wreck. Cried 7 times. Cry counter. As Steffi already
Mhm.
said, it was really like I can only say it again. Anita and Sasu, especially Anita, organized the
Mhm.
most perfect wedding.
Mhm.
It was emotional. It was exciting. There were games. We played Mario Kart. We did the nailing game. We yeah, Team Bright won, by the way. Just saying. We won.
There were 2 teams, yeah.
Oh yeah, they made 2 teams. They made Team Bright and Team Groom. Steffi was Team Groom. I was Team Bright.
We had
To
to
be fair,
pick like bands in the beginning,
exactly,
like
white or
2
black,
colors.
and we
Yeah.
didn't realize what it was about. But clearly, we knew that we wanted to be on the team of the Bright and the Groom, right? Separate. First game was we played a crossword puzzle where we had to fill in like words of or like answers to questions about their life, like what their favorite
Yeah.
food is, the game they played the most, yada yada yada. Steffi and me were a little bit shocked because obviously it was a good mix of like friends from them that are like really into music, people they grew up with. Then we were like
Yeah.
the gamer friends, so there was like a great mix of different people, and like different groups knew the different things. The only thing I was a little bit shocked, and I think Steffi as well, the let's call them the normie friends, the non-gamer friends of them, they did not know the favorite food of Sasu, which is clearly pizza, like Pizza
Yeah.
Fridays, right? How could they not know? So
Yeah.
that was the only thing I think we both were shocked at, because like both teams, they were like, ramen? I think they like ramen. We both were like,
Yeah.
pizza! Cross it out, it's pizza! So, yeah, that was that. The second game was nailing. So the first game was won by Team Groom, so Steffi's team. Second game was nailing a nail into a block of wood, where it's always like everybody had one swing and then you would switch out, and it was always like 2 people against each other. And the last one was Steffi against me. I never did that before. Steffi, did you ever do it before?
I think once when I was 15 in a bar, because that's a like drinking game,
A
right?
drinking
So,
bar game here in Austria. Yeah, exactly. I didn't do it either. Steffi sadly missed. I hit the nail on the head and I
she
clutched the game.
finished it.
I finished it. I put it, to be fair, I didn't have a lot left, but I hit it. I was in. I
Yeah.
clutched game 2, game 2 for Nita, and then a third game We were not involved, to be fair. It was not us. We were just a cheerleader in the background, but it was Mario Kart with the drivers had their eyes covered so they didn't
Like
see.
blindfolded,
Blindfolded, exactly. And then they had each one person that would tell them, now you need to go to the right, to the left, and now brake, and now on the gas again. So that was pretty funny. It was a best of three, where Team Bright won, so Nita won. Then they had like a cute thing where they're really into music. The guest book was like a vinyl, like a how do you say, a record, and where everybody like signed on their favorite what is called a soundtrack. Exactly. So that was super cute. Then they had a guessing game where you had to guess on how many concerts they went together in the last 12 years they've been together. Dude, so fucking sweet. By the way, 203 was the answer. The closest person was 210, and I guess 212. I was sad, but anyway, almost. Yeah, we were close. We were pretty good with our guests, to be honest. That was pretty good. And then beside that, I also, thanks to the help of Nita and Steffi, I caught the flower bouquet at the wedding.
Yep.
Steffi was like, she was blocking off the back behind me.
I was standing behind you, like, okay,
got you covered. Nobody behind you is gonna catch it. And then Nita clearly kind of aimed it towards my direction when she threw it, and in the end I had to clutch against the second girl or lady, and I did like the diving moment, and I might have tackled her away a little bit, and I was able to catch the flowers. Nathan was ecstatic about me catching the flowers. There's also like a really cute picture. Maybe we can insert that here. That Steffi took of me after I caught it and I was sitting next to Nathan. That, by the way, I think might be my new favorite picture of myself that you took.
Okay.
It's so
nice.
sweet. I don't know why, because it's like such a genuine moment. Like I was so happy, and like I don't know, it was so cute. So that was a really nice moment for me as well. And now Anita put the pressure on Nathan that we have to get married within a year now, because clearly it's the tradition, right? So no pressure at all. Beside of that, it is right now when you're listening to this episode, it is Nathan's birthday. Nathan is turning 29. He's turning 30 next year. My youngster. And I thought I'm gonna show you what I'm gifting Nathan for his birthday. I got something made by a person from my stream, Dominic Duasmo. He was so nice to help me with this. Basically what he did, so for the people that don't know, Nathan is NBK, the CSGO player. He's one of the most known CS players, and he has a spot on a CSGO map called Cache that is called MBK. And what Dominic Duasmo did for me, he basically 3D modeled Cache, like the corner where his spot is. And so he put, I think, 30 hours into modeling it, and then he printed it as well for me. And I'm not sure if you can like see it very good on video, but yeah, he printed the whole thing for me. Yeah. And then on the side here we have like a little marking on it. It says MBK, and then it has our date of when we got together, and then the initials of all the animals we have together. So this is my birthday present for Nathan. And I also got him a ring. Because his old one is a little bit like worn off. Beside of that, as I already said, Saturday, 10-year anniversary on stream, and also my 33rd birthday. So two an angel number birthday and a round celebration on Twitch. So I'm excited for both. Honestly, I think I'm more excited for the Twitch anniversary than my birthday.
Okay.
I think
I mean,
so,
10 years is like a big thing, right? So
exactly. It's like 10 years ago I clicked the start button. I think actually on the day we're recording this, it is exactly the 10 years that I clicked the button for the first time, the start stream button. So it's crazy. It kind of is so weird, because it feels like on the one hand it's been another lifetime since that happened, right? Like I'm living a complete different life than when I started doing this. but on the other hand, it feels like it was just yesterday, like
Yeah.
everything just happened. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that in a little bit. And beside of that, as I said last time, I'm watching um American Horror Stories.
Mhm.
And I watch a little bit of the Kardashians again. It's my guilty pleasure. Um so I started watching the newest season. Yeah,
I love
but
that.
before we go into the whole Twitch topic, I think Steph is gonna read out our listener of the week.
Mhm.
And then we can go straight into it.
Yeah.
So Steffi, who is it?
It's Nasa T under episode, and he commented under episode 70 why millennials don't have midlife crisis or have a
Mm-hmm.
midlife crisis. And he says it's just a general thing. Also a reminder for us, I thought. He said, obviously subbed already, but I wonder why not just ask people to sub on stream, even if they don't watch the podcast, just to hit the threshold, or does that mess up the algorithm because of sub people not clicking the videos? I wouldn't say so, because subs still count, and we just need the 1K for being able to like monetize
Mm-hmm.
everything. So that doesn't really matter. But thank you for the reminder, T,
It's a good one.
because we have the commands, right, with
Yeah.
exclamation mark podcast, but we can like mention it just every now and
Yeah,
then,
I
which
think
obviously like
I think that's a really good idea. I'm gonna actually put
yeah,
that in my title today on stream as well. Like I have explanation mark podcast on my stream most of the days anyway.
yeah,
But
same,
just
yeah,
so for people discovering it and finding out that we have actually a
yeah,
podcast. But yeah, I think it's a good reminder. And as Steffi already said, for us, it's not like, oh yeah, we want to have 1,000 subs to prove anything. Technically, guys, we don't really care that much if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel or not. For us, as Steffi said already, it is just important for us. We cannot, for the people that don't know, we cannot monetize our content. So with the podcast that we're making, we're not making any money. We're not monetizing it on YouTube, because to be able to monetize content on YouTube, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to help
yeah.
us out, we would appreciate it if you would subscribe. It would at least help us get a few bucks a month, from this. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe, follow us on Spotify, and rate the podcast. Give it obviously 5 stars, because it is a 5-star podcast. We don't have to discuss about that, right? Chat,
Mm-hmm.
viewers, listeners, both viewers, because you can watch it now as well on Spotify, in case you didn't know yet. Yeah, but let's get into and thank you again, Nasati, as well, for your comment. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to comment, and also for giving us the ideas. I will use that straight today. And then let's talk about 10 years on Twitch. So as we already said, I'm 10 years on Twitch. Steffi is on Twitch for the last 6 years, she said. And today we're going to talk a little bit how everything changed over the years from our point of views. What are the impressions? What are the good things? What are the bad things? We're going to throw around some numbers as well. And yeah, so let's talk maybe about how it started with streaming. Do you wanna answer it for you, Steffi? Like, how did you get into streaming? What was it that made
Yeah,
you stream?
to the TLDR, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
do you remember which episode it was? I think it was the second one or the first one, right?
It must have been like the third or fourth, because first we have Meet Steffi, then we have Meet Julia, or the other way around, and then
The second was why we stream in English.
was that the second one?
Mm-hmm. That was the
I
second
thought we had
episode.
like a introduction one where we
No,
that
we
was
have
our
one
personalities, right?
introduction vid.
Introduction, and
Yeah.
we have this true, yeah, that was the one why we're streaming English, exactly. So again, we're not gonna give the in detail version of everything why we started streaming and all of this. If you want to watch an in detailed one, we're gonna link the episode in the description for you in
Yeah.
case you missed it last year. There you have like the full, or we're gonna even put it up here somewhere maybe
Yeah.
for you guys, if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, so here the TLDR version
Yeah.
of us, why we started streaming and why we maybe stream in English as well,
My
if you want.
yeah, okay. My
Mhm.
TLDR is I started playing League in 2014, which was the first multiplayer game I ever played. Ben got me into League. Then I got to meet Mux, and Mux was playing a lot of League as well, and was watching Twitch, and I didn't know Twitch before. And so he showed me Twitch and all the cool people that were on the platform. And then one day I just decided to I said I play anyways. And I had a laptop back then. I didn't have my own PC. I was studying information design, obviously Apple user, right? I had my MacBook. I was playing League of Legends on my fucking MacBook with Wi-Fi, not even like LAN cable or anything,
Oh,
always
Jesus.
Wi-Fi. Had like 200 milliseconds delay sometimes with Morgana, and still I hit my cues because I was used to the
The
delay.
favorite
That's how
kind
I
of
started
teammate you
gaming.
want on League
I hit everything. Just say it. I was
with
used to
trackpad?
the delay. But then no, I didn't. I never played with trackpad. And then um I was like, okay, yeah, I'm playing anyways. And I think my first ever game streamed was League back then.
Hmm. On the
But
Mac?
I switched no on Max PC because I
Hmm.
didn't have one. So I was like, hey, can I try this out while he was working and I was home from uni? I was like, okay, let's just try this out. And then I think Overwatch came in 2015 and I started 2016 with streaming. And that was my first ever FPS shooter, like hero shooter game I ever played. And I was so awful back then. I still have clips of me playing Farah, not hitting shit. And it's just so hilarious to like look how good you got as well.
Hmm.
So I switched from League to Overwatch pretty fast because I really enjoyed the game.
Hmm.
I was talking German in the beginning, and I know one of the very first people I met was Donkey.
Aw.
That was one of the very first ever in my stream. Friends to this day with him and his awesome waifu, Sally, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, and then I think like I started watching you as well, right? Max
Aw.
showed me you and you were playing CS. I never really was interested in CS, but I liked watching it.
Hmm.
So I was watching that, and then it pretty much like just swapped between both languages because people were saying either hi or like hello or hello in English and German. And then I was like, yeah, you can talk like both. It was
Hmm.
more German in the beginning, obviously,
Hmm.
and then uh after the years, I swapped to like English.
Yeah.
That's how it started,
Yeah.
basically.
Um,
What about you?
for me, it started in, what was it, 10 years ago? So 2013,
Yeah.
roughly. I think I created my Twitch account end of 2012.
Mhm.
That's when I found out about Twitch. It was back then I was playing with some friends of my ex-boyfriend back then. So it was like
Yeah.
our friend circle. So my ex-boyfriend was a gamer as well. He kind of got me into League. It
Mhm.
I'm not 100. I think it was him back then. It's been so long ago that I don't
Mhm.
really remember if it was him or another mate out of my guild because I played a lot of World of Warcraft before I was even
Mhm.
streaming. But I started streaming with League. TLDR was one of the guys that I was playing League with. He showed me the platform. I started watching back then. It was Phantom Lord. I started watching him a lot. I thought he was hilarious. The way he was like screaming around all the time, and it was
Yeah.
just nice for me to have like on my second screen while I would be playing League. So that's how it started for me, and I was like, I found myself pretty quickly after discovering Twitch that I would not watch TV anymore, but I would just
Mhm.
be on my PC and watch streams while playing. So for me, Twitch was a replacement of like the old classic television back then,
Yeah.
because for me it
Yeah.
was like
True,
this is
actually.
interactive, like that was really like, because YouTube for me back then, it was like often really short-term content. It wasn't really like you put it on and you let it run and it works
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
YouTube videos. It was, for me it was like switching too fast, and back then I think there was not that many very long videos on there that could keep my
Mhm.
attention span. So for me, Twitch was like, it's interactive, it is
Yeah.
long-term content, and you have the benefit of being part of a community as well, and that just sucked
Yeah.
me in instantly. And then so that was how I got introduced to it, end of 2012. And then uh mid 2013, it was as I said, a mate of mine that had the same internet connection and crappy PC, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna start streaming now, I'm gonna try it too. And then like he set everything up while he was in TeamSpeak with me and so on. And then I was like, hey, wait, I could do the same, right?
Yeah.
Especially because back then I didn't have that many people to play video games with. I had like, I
Yeah.
don't know, 4 or 5 people in IRL that I knew that were playing League as well. And back then it was super hyper focused with League. I didn't want to play WoW anymore, and I was missing people to play because I always preferred playing premates than with randoms. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna find new friends on Twitch, and that was my only reason why I did it. I was like, might as well turn it on and find new people. Maybe somebody likes to
Yeah.
play with me and can teach me stuff, because it was super new, and that's how I started. And yeah, it just grew from there. It went pretty quickly for me, I'm gonna be honest. Like, to be honest, I had great timing with starting on Twitch, because in the moment there was, first of all, not a lot of streamers on there. There was not that many female streamers on there.
Yeah.
In addition to that, I would say I'm not like, maybe now it's different, but back then I was also a little bit of a special snowflake, if you will, like a girl that like burps and does like really nasty jokes. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I always, like, back then also the whole TOS, it wasn't as enforced as much, right? So I just said whatever I wanted. I was pretty rough. I burped. I was rude to people. I was making fun of people. I was tattooed, so I looked different as well.
Yeah.
So whereas already not many girls, and then there was a tattooed girl, and I don't know, I guess it was just a mix of many things, where the demand was there, but not really anybody else that would deliver what I did. Which now obviously is a way different topic. That's also why we said already, if you want to start on whatever platform now, everything is so oversaturated, which wasn't the case back then. So for me, obviously, it was a case of starting at the right time, doing the right thing. And I was also smart enough to grow all of my other social media at the same time, and did like the cross promotion shit that now everybody is preaching about. And I don't know, was just lucky and logical enough that I did it. Again, like, now there's so many different people out there that give you advice on how to grow everything. And for me, if I think back, like, I just did it. I don't know. I didn't think about it. I didn't have all that, even though it's really, really good. There's so much help out there. You can find videos for everything now. So yeah, that's how it started. And so Steffi and me, we looked a little bit online. There's a website called twitchtracker.com that started recording all of the stats in very end of 2016. So we say, like, it's like 2017 till now.
Yeah.
That it recorded how many hours we streamed, which games we streamed and stuff. So we're just gonna throw some numbers out there. Okay, so from 2017, even though I stream, as I said, since 2013, but we don't have the records from there, I streamed for 10,000 hours on Twitch. That is actually really crazy. I actually, you know what?
Can you count a normal job a year?
How many?
40 hours. 40 hours a week.
I want to do one thing. How many days are 10,000 hours?
Just give me 10K.
Those are 400 days. Those are 416 days. So in 6 years, I was online more than a whole year of it, nonstop. If you think about that, it's actually crazy. So yeah, that is actually a crazy number if you think about it.
Just streaming.
Exactly. And I have to say, at that time it was already like my full-time job, right? So if you count that, wait, if you say 10,000 hours, right? Wait, let me get my calculator out.
What you want to do?
I just want to like check how many hours I then roughly like work a week when it comes to streaming. So if you say you have 10,000 hours divided through, wait, how many years did we say? That was 6 years, right? So you have 1,666 hours a year, correct?
Divided.
So let's do it through 12. So it's 140 per month. That divided through 34 hours a week.
Just streaming, yeah.
Just streaming. And I mean, obviously that sounds like, oh wow, Julia, good job, you work 34 hours a week. I work 40 minimum plus my bonus hours that I am not paid to do. I'm like at 60 hours a week. You listen, Linda, okay? This is just the time that I'm life. That is not all the time that I spend outside. Like, I think I'm easily without overdoing it, I think I easily have more than double the hours per week when I count in all the work I do off stream. So like answering emails, doing my taxes, obviously creating content on other websites, right?
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know, Steffi and me, we're active on all other platforms. You have to think about alone the podcast recording.
I was about to say,
every Monday. An episode is roughly an hour. Before an episode, we sit together for roughly
half an hour.
Let's say like with the time that we spent before and after, you can say like at least 2 hours a week just for the podcast recording. Then now obviously we have Fudge that does like the editing for me. For us, Steffi does all the graphics. Like there's so much stuff to get into like content creation, and obviously you need to stay up to date as well. And do your research on the platforms. Like you cannot just keep posting the same. If I would create the same content I did in 2013, I wouldn't be still somewhat relevant as I'm right now. And the same for Steffi. Like you always have to go with what is the meta, where's the demand, what are people wanting to watch. You know, it's the same with the podcast. Maybe there's not that many people watching the full podcast episodes, but if you look, for example, just the views that we get on our reels, TikToks, our shorts on YouTube and stuff like that, so the short form content and keeping up with those kind of things, and creating that content as well, right? We're basically I mean, with the podcast, we're 3 people working on this, right? But for our own social media, you have to think almost every creator, unless you're like really big where you have like an actual team, you're like a one-man show that is creating everything. You're like the photographer, you're the editor, you're the model, you're the person that does like the storyboard. So you have to think about the storyline of when you for example, when I created this week, I created a reel for the new handheld from Logitech, right? So you have to brainstorm first, okay, what is the technical things that I want to explain people? Like what is the thing I want to explain to people so they know what I'm talking about, what's interesting, what the product can do. Okay, then you think about how do I package it so it's not like, because I'm obviously not a tech YouTuber or a creator that just tells you like facts about something. So I need to think about how do I package it that it is light to watch without feeling really technical, right? And then you have to think about, okay, so I want to put like some parts in where I sit in front of the camera and talk. Then I want some parts of where I have close-ups of the handheld itself. I want to show which games you can play. I want to put some real life clips into it. So just writing the storyline, then filming everything, you know. There's so much work that goes sometimes into a piece of content that's maybe only 30 seconds. Like you maybe see this 30-45 second clip, and in the end you don't know that just in this one clip there's maybe 5 hours of work in it or something like that. And then you think about that you release, let's say, at least one piece of content a week additional to like the normal streaming that you do. Then you have, like Steffi and me, we both do obviously our spicy website. So we have OnlyFans and Fancy as well, where we try to post on regular hour sets as well. So you have to think as well, what is the demand there? What can you do that hasn't been done yet? What is something that is a trend or that is wanting to be seen? And keeping up with so many platforms as well, you need to consume the content, right? And that is something that people often forget, that you need to be consuming the content to be able to understand as well what can be interesting for the consumers, and not just being the provider of the content. And Yeah, now
Yep.
people are gonna be like, yeah, cool. So you're scrolling 2 hours of TikTok at night and call that work time. Great. I wish I would be paid for this as well. Yeah, of course, Sandy.
You are.
I'm getting paid to watch 2 hours of TikTok a day. That's exactly how it works. I get my my hourly pay through that. No, but
Would be
there's
great.
actually so much more that goes into content creation than just
Mm.
the piece of content you see as well, and also the engagement with your followers on their platforms. Like, they want to feel close to you, so you have something like Discord, you have something like Instagram DMs, you have so many conversations on the daily where you're getting asked the same questions over and over again in chat. Like those kind of
Mm.
things. There's so much that goes into that. That
Yeah,
is
you
not
need
really
to
seen.
add your customer support as well. You're not
Hey,
only a content creator, a streamer, a
thank you.
videographer, a model, you are a customer support as well.
Customer support, exactly. And you always have to think about that you need to give the people what they want, even
Or
if
don't.
that's, or you don't.
And then start a shit storm on social media and blow up. It's also a way.
True. That is talking about meta. Okay, let's take this, which Steffi just said.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the meta, how the meta changed over the last 10 years. So technically, we could also not only talk about Twitch, because technically I've been 10 years on all the social media platforms, right? Which should be celebrated as well, in a way. So if you think about the meta and the different platforms, to be a little bit on the topic of time, for example, Twitter, like, so many people out there are just getting so much attention just for negative shit. Because
Mostly for negative shit.
yeah, and that is something for me that is really bothering me from how the meta changed.
Yeah.
From sharing, like, in the beginning it was like, oh yeah, we're sharing like our daily lives, like we're just sharing what we're doing, and you find people that are alike, that have the same interests as you, and
Yeah.
they're gonna follow, and you have an exchange of things that you like to do. That's kind of how it felt like when I started, not only with my content but also the content that I consumed. Then
Yeah.
I feel like there was a shift in from just sharing what you do to make it like super hyper entertaining. So like the whole, let's call it like the phase where the whole chick Paul kind of thing came, where you had to do like pranks and like the super insane, like you need to top each other and do the crazier shit. Like, let's say on Twitch it was the things with, where there was the whole trend with, oh, we're doing 24-hour streams, and then we're doing 48-hour streams, and then Twitch put like the whole thingy on where you couldn't stream that long because it's unhealthy, and then you did like the craziest challenges within video games and so on, and everybody just tried to do crazier and crazier shit, and that was on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Then I felt it changed to being educational a lot. Like, so then I feel like the values have changed in a way that you're trying to
You
teach
mean
people
the
something new.
woke area
No,
has
not
started.
necessarily that, but not necessarily on Twitch, but I feel like on all the other platforms, like, I feel like there was, everybody tried to teach you something or show you something new that you didn't know yet how it works, and like, I don't know.
Like, do you know iOS 16 has this feature now and stuff like that with TikTok? Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
Or like, here's this new food recipe, or have you known that
True, actually,
there's this trick that you can save that amount of money if you go on Amazon and do this and that, or
Yeah.
I don't know how to, like, I don't know, tutorials in video
True.
games, how to get like the fastest to this rank. And then on Twitch it maybe was like those whole runs with going from the worst rank to the highest in the shortest amount of time, or the least amount of
True,
games.
actually.
Those kind of things, I feel like that happened a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like, sadly, where we are right now, it feels like a lot, I don't know how to say it without upsetting people. See, and that is the problem. That is where the problem already starts. I cannot I feel like in the past when I started, I could just freely let my brain dump thoughts out. Like I could
Mhm.
just like thought dump, like having like my whole thought process, I could just puke it out no matter what I would say, because people would know what kind of person I am, and they wouldn't take every single word you say and put it like on a, how do you say it, like on a
A plate or
on a plate,
pranger.
or exactly, they wouldn't just put on a pedestal, exactly, and see, oh yeah, but that could be interpreted that you're this and that, or that you think this is negative, or that is bad, or whatever it is. So I feel like back in the day you weren't looked at through a magnifying glass, if you want, with every single word you said, which I really miss, because yeah, nowadays it's like, and so many people do that on purpose now. They know exactly that
Mm.
you can trigger people in conversation and get a lot of
Interaction
attention
or
through saying shit that you know is gonna trigger somebody on the internet. And I, again, I'm not judging anybody that does that. Like, there's also really good topics to be talked about and are important to be talked about and are good to getting the attention through that bullshit.
Mm.
But the way you have to do it is annoying me, because if I'm not being an edgy cunt that trying to purposely offend somebody, I'm not gonna get the same fucking reach as I don't know, Torsten1337 on Twitter that
Just said you're fat.
that
Yeah.
says you're fat, or that there's only
Yeah.
two genders, or
Yeah.
that if you eat meat, you're supporting the Holocaust or some shit. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say such stupid things, but that is literally how
Yeah.
most social media work nowadays, and how you get a lot of attention. You need to do something highly controversial, or not even highly, because nowadays everything is highly
You just
controversial
need to be a
for certain
bitchy
people.
brat. That's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Because people just love drama. They love talking about others and shit talking and judging others. So by 5 seconds of a video or whatever it is, it's just people love shit talking about others.
yeah.
And
And
that's
that is
what
annoying the shit
it
out of
is.
me.
It is.
And I'm here on the same page with Soda Poppin, for example. I don't know if anybody of you watches Soda Poppin, but Soda is one of the streamers I probably watch the most. Always
Mhm.
have, super funny guy. Also super edgy dude. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He says stupid shit the same way he did in 2014, because, you know, he's just him, but he doesn't do it for the sake of
Yeah.
getting the attention. But for example, to go a little bit back to Twitch, that also brings me to the topic of just chatting. So just
Mhm.
chatting got implemented in on
2018.
Twitch 2018, exactly. And that is now the most watched category of not combined, like all, like from, there's no single game that has the same amount of reach as
Yeah.
just chatting. So just chatting makes up 15% of all streams and viewers on the platform. It is actually crazy just to think about that. Which is fine, because obviously, like, we're all for it, that the platform changes. As we said, you can't expect to do the same things you did in 2013 and 2023 and expect to be still successful. But if I look at it, there's so much, I don't know, like content recycling, reaction envy, like this kind of thing. It is,
Yeah.
I don't know. And Soda Poppin said it very well in one of his last streams with Nick and Milena, where they were driving around in the car.
Mhm.
And he said, I think that's what he said. Please don't quote me exactly on it. I can see if I can find the clip where he said it. But he basically said something along the lines of, he would wish that just chatting, or that you would have to only change Twitch in a way that you're not only allowed to play video games, that you're not allowed to do IRL content or do anything, no reacting, no nothing. Twitch should go back to just playing video games. And then half of
Mhm.
the creators on the platform would probably just be gone, because they're
Mhm.
not really interested into playing video games anymore. So like, you know, like obviously there's some great creators on there that make cool I mean it's again, it's hard to say great creators. Like I don't want to like put anybody down again and saying they're not great creators because they don't play video games on a platform that is not only made for video games anymore, right? Like for example, people like Hassan that use the platform for something good, but then there's other people, I don't know, they're just watching videos, YouTube videos or TV shows or whatever on Twitch and pausing it every fucking 15 seconds and then screaming off in the chair, screaming around and then going into the shower and then unboxing a pair of sneakers and then going on to reacting to more content. Like for me, it's also like the next generation of people that are consuming content, right? Like
Yeah,
it's the whole Zoomer thing with a short attention span that just need to be fucking fired. Here, more endorphins and take those endorphins and here is an I don't know, like it's just way too much for me. I just want to watch people play video games, man. That's what I miss.
The next thing is there's a lot of people of this kind on the platform, right, that are watching. And my next problem is I don't want these people in my streams. So I'm not producing this content because I don't want the people in my streams. Obviously, I'm not growing through this because I just can't do the Zoomer ADHD full on hyper on cocaine for 24-hour streams. I don't want to do these. I'm not like this. Most of the people are between 12 and 16. They don't even have like hair on their sex yet. So
listen, they don't have.
I don't want to have conversations with them.
Their brain is not fully developed yet. And then you do shit like that
after. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like after consuming that kind of content, like I'm really interested in how this generation now that's growing up with like all the short-term content and the whole time just being flooded with like, I don't know if you saw, I think we talked about that already, those videos that they make where they talk about a topic and then they put multiple layers of videos of satisfying stuff to watch. So if you don't have this attention span to just watch somebody talk about a topic, you can at the same time watch a satisfying other video. Dude, I mean, I notice it with myself sometimes that if you're not oversaturated with things at all times, once it gets quiet, you're like, fuck, I don't feel so good. Like I need the next hit. I need to open up my phone again. Like how often, just sitting here in the podcast, like how often do you have the urge to just like grab your phone and I don't know, check Twitter
just
or
look real quick.
Look on something real quick because there's like a pop-up on your phone.
Disease.
It is really crazy thinking about that you need those. You're so like it is a drug. It's like instant dopamine hits that you get. You put up you take your phone, you get into doom scrolling to feel something, and then if you put it down, when you start to feel something, even if it's just emptiness or the void calling or whatever it is, then you just pick up the phone again.
And this is the very like dangerous thing with this job as well, because you somehow have to do this, right? Do the research and everything, but then on the other hand, you're doing the same what the Zoomers do, and that's my biggest issue.
And you need to deliver it as well. You're delivering the content as well.
I'm not doing it. That's why I'm stagnating, because I cannot do this for you fuckers. I don't like doing this. I cannot. And also, I hate, like, there's nothing that I despise more than, like, uselessly scrolling or, like, nonsense scrolling through platforms. I don't like doing this. And sometimes when I catch myself after 5 minutes of scrolling through Instagram, I'm like, Steffi, what are you even doing? Look at you. This is so fucking dumb what you're doing right now. There's absolutely no value, because how the platform works, for example, Instagram nowadays is just 60% ads. You don't get, I barely see any of the content my people produce, like the people I follow. So you don't really get inspiration either. You don't see the great stuff other people do. It's just annoying me then. And then I leave the platform, and all I do with Instagram, for example, is mainly stories and every now and then a reel. and sometimes a post, but I cannot use it as a consumer anymore. I just can't.
Same.
And it drives me crazy
I
because
just watch
most of the
stories, to be honest. That's the
yeah,
only thing. I
yeah,
watch the stories of the people that I like,
yeah, same.
and then
And that's
off the
about it.
platform again. I
Yeah,
never scroll the feed anymore in Instagram.
yeah. Because
I
there's no point in it. There's literally
exactly.
no point.
And
The
to be
only thing I
honest,
do is the explore page because there's a lot of hot Asians on my explore page, so I'm always looking for that. But beside that, I'm not doing
yeah,
anything.
see for
Like,
me Instagram is watching stories of the people I like
yeah,
and the current musicians I'm obsessed with. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
have like 15 fan accounts of Bad Omens telling me what the band had done in the last few
yeah,
weeks in
yeah.
MGK and that kind of stuff. That is what it's for. But for example, if you look at like the Instagram shorts, like I tried to kind of get into it for obviously research purposes, to
Mhm,
see like, because I think technically number wise, I think Twitter is my best platform, and the second
mhm,
one, a third is Instagram. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, I
mhm.
wanted to get a little bit into it, and I noticed myself because I spend a lot of time on TikTok, to be honest, but I have to say my
Cannot.
TikTok for you page is a lot learning related. So
Yeah,
I really watch a lot of things, or let's say like I think half of the things I watch on TikTok are somewhat learning related. So it has either
educational, like,
it's educational
mhm.
content in one way or another. So that's why I'm kind of fine with it. But I really try to train my Instagram algorithm. I
Forget it.
can't. It is
There's
so
none. They ignore
bad
it.
in
Meta ignores
comparison
it.
in comparison to TikTok. Like
Yeah,
TikTok will get within 2 minutes of me being on a platform and I
yeah,
have a new hyperfixation, they
yeah.
will grab onto it and I'm lost again.
Because it's made
I'm
for
doom
the
scrolling.
Zoomers.
Exactly. It is literally made. It's actually really interesting. Um the way the algorithm worked. I watched a video of the creator or like the owner of TikTok or something like that, where he
Mhm,
explains how the algorithm works, right? So basically what he does when a new video comes out, let's say he shows a video to 10 people, and then depending on how fast the people like swipe, how long they watch the video, whatever it is,
yeah,
the video is either flagged as being watched or not, or like being interesting or not. And if it's
mhm,
interested, they're gonna recommend it to people that usually like the same stuff as you,
mhm.
and then that way it snowballs basically. So it's a
Yeah,
pretty simple way of doing it. He said you can even make that in like an Excel sheet, and
yeah,
it just like distributes like this. And then obviously that way he can see people that have similar patterns in what they like. They will every now and then slip into your algorithm like a video that of a topic that you might not know that you're interested in, but somebody that
mhm.
likes it, has the same interests as you, likes it. They sneak it in, they see, okay, work to work not, check or an X, and then they move on. And
Yeah,
it's incredibly well done, that algorithm. It is
yeah,
scary, but also really, really good, because I always get exactly the information that I want, that I need, that I want
yeah.
to see in that moment. Instagram just doesn't do it for me. It is like it
Mm-mm.
doesn't catch up fast enough for me with my interests, and all the content
Don't
that I
tell him.
see,
Don't tell him.
and exactly, and the content that I see on Instagram I saw on TikTok 2 weeks ago. So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah. So for me, it's
yeah.
just the only thing is updates of my favorite bands and watching friends and creators that I watch the stories. And if I see in a story that somebody I like or that I want to support, that they have a new post, I go on the post, I comment, I do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
beside of that, I'm never on my feed, because the feed on Instagram is the most boring shit ever. I
yeah,
can't.
it
It's
is.
it's it's
It
it's
is, yeah.
not it's not catering to me at all. Maybe my brain is already Zoomer trained or something, because I spent too much time with the TikTok algorithm.
I don't have any platform I really enjoy as a consumer only. If I would like if it was maybe Twitter, but only because I trained my Twitter algorithm to be 90% Star Wars content.
I
And I
gotta
swear
say,
to you,
I
it
gotta say,
is.
Twitter is really fast with the feed as well.
Yeah,
Twitter is
but
similar to TikTok nowadays. I don't know what Elon did to it, but I really have to say, if I just
He
go in the
escaped the
For You,
Matrix.
if I do the For You page, like not the people I follow, but the For You
Mm,
could
yeah,
doom scroll as well.
yeah.
And I couldn't do that
TikTok for
before
me is too
with
fast.
Twitter. Hmm.
It's I don't like it. It's just like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. I'm just like, bro, I just want to chill. My brain needs to chill at some point as well, right?
Mm.
So I cannot. TikTok is just too stressy for me. I like
It
watching
changed
one
though.
video.
I have to say it changed though.
But
For me,
still, it's
maybe
like
it's because of
so many
my
different things.
yeah, maybe it's just because of my interests, but I have pretty long videos on TikTok nowadays.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Of like
after
one,
1
2 minute.
minute,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you see another topic, and then you see another topic, and then you see another topic. This is like it's just too much for me.
Yeah,
It's
that I get
mm.
100%. Mm.
And with Twitter, for example, it's either people crying about things, which is 90%
Yeah, that I
of the
can.
time,
Twitter
and
already knows that I'm not interested in that. I
yeah,
rarely see it. I really rarely see it, but I
I
know
just this
the biggest
I
things are
just
just people complaining or crying about shit
yeah,
or trying to cancel the next person
yeah.
or just tweeting something edgy to get fucking answers. And I'm here, bro. I just want to see fucking cute animal videos, bad omen, thirst traps of Noah Sebastian, and I don't know, like a fucking today I saw the cutest thing. I saw a fucking I retweeted it even. It is a cat. That is what Twitter should be like. It is a cat. Here it is. It is a
I saw
cat
that as well, yeah.
fucking living
Guinea pigs.
with guinea pigs. Dude, that's the type of content I want to see. It's a cat cuddling with guinea pigs, dude. That is exactly the type of content I need in my fucking life. You know what I mean? That brings me serotonin. That gives me dopamine hits. That's what I need. I don't want to know who gets canceled because I don't know, they're not vegan anymore or I don't know, fucking I don't know, Jeanette on Twitter that had somebody impolite on Chipotle making her food, or I don't know. Just can't. I can't. But yeah,
Okay,
anyway.
I'm just there for the Star Wars content. That's all. That's all I'm consuming nowadays.
Mm.
I prefer the uh contactless, how to say, interactions like Etsy. I put things up. If you guys need that, you
And
buy
it
it. We
just
have
does its thing.
you download it. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, guys. Love you.
Yeah.
And with streaming, yeah, you know how it is. It's always either metas you do, hot
Yeah.
tub, whatever it was. There was a bunch of metas. You remember Ninja blowing up with Fortnite being so fucking big.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
did the death run
We did the
and all
death run.
these things.
I played a lot of
we started
Fortnite.
it. Let's say
I
let's
played
say
a
it like
lot of
that.
Fortnite. Yeah.
Mm.
We also checked with Steffi as well, number wise from 2017 until 2023. How many hours? Like, what are the most played games we have on the platform? And I was actually a little bit surprised to see that I streamed in that time. Again, there's some years obviously missing for me. There's like 4 years missing. But for me, I have 3K hours in that time streamed CS, and half of that, 1,500 hours of Valorant. I was not aware that I played so much Valorant, honestly. I did not think that I would have so many hours in this game.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast then
And
once
then-
you're in. I have, and I knew that already because my biggest addiction, my biggest love was Overwatch back then when it came out, right?
Mm.
It was a great game until the devs decided to not give a shit about the game anymore, which was pretty much in when was it? It came out 2015, and then the GOATS meta was a thing, and then the game basically died. I just think until this day, the devs didn't have an answer to how to balance this, and they were like, "Yeah, you know what? We do it like with every game. We just ghost. We ghost it until nobody like potentially not talks about it anymore. It never happened. People are still fucking mad about you guys. You suck."
Mm.
And then I have 2K hours in Overwatch. I have surprisingly, 870 hours, and League is my next most streamed game. And
Mm.
then, which I'm proud of, because I only started playing Apex 2 years ago, I have 700 hours streamed in Apex already. That's kind of wild when you think of like when I started playing the game
Yeah, and you have to
compared
think
to.
about that is just the streamed hours you have, and you're not like full-time streaming, if that makes
Mm,
sense. So like if you take that in consideration as well,
true.
that makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah, true.
working next to having those kind of hours. Like in
True.
the yeah.
How that's wild though. I mean, yes, as you said, they started counting 2017, right? So you
Mm,
are missing 3 whole years or 4 whole years of
for
CS
you,
as well
so
and League. Yeah. So must be way more for you because 2K hours in Overwatch for me
Oh,
is a lot.
I have in Counter-Strike, I know in Steam I have
Uh-huh.
7,000 hours in CS.
Mm,
7,500 almost. And I streamed probably 5,000 of that easily, if
yeah.
not more. Like I have obviously a few hours from like practicing and stuff in CS
Yeah.
when I played in a team. So that was off stream, but I would think that I probably have like around 5k hours in CS, and then
Yeah.
like easily from the first 1 or 2 years when I streamed League. Like if I think about it from that time that I only have 1k hours, I probably have like 3k hours or 4k
Yeah.
hours in League that come additional to that
Yeah.
easily.
Because I have like gameplay wise,
Mm-hmm.
hourly wise in Overwatch, I have with all my accounts combined,
Mm-hmm.
I think 2,500 hours in Overwatch
Okay.
and 1,500 in Apex.
Okay.
1,400 in Apex.
Yeah. Yeah. You play so much offline Apex?
Yeah, because with my internet,
Oh
right?
yeah. No.
Games are better offline, especially with Apex. Or it was the same with Valorant. That was also a reason why I kind of
Yeah,
stopped
you have really
putting so
bad
much
issues
effort into it.
with Valorant, right? Are you
Yeah,
ever thinking
because
about going back into Valorant or not?
no,
Nope.
the thing is, I don't mind playing with you guys,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to put a lot of energy into another Riot Games game. So
Mm, I
my
get that.
game is when it comes to shooters, I am the Apex person
Mm,
because of the movement, everything else. There's just so much more to the game that I enjoy rather than playing Valorant.
mm,
So Valorant for me is like I can play it for the funs with the people,
mm.
but I have no urge to grind in this game at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
First
I
of
get
all,
that.
it's Riot community. The game's for free. There's just fucking idiots in the game.
Yeah.
A lot of go back to the kitchen cases, which I CBA to talk to. And Apex is just
But
more
the
fun
content,
for me.
Steffi. But the content.
Plus, I don't like how chat is with the dash and stuff. I just don't.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
mm.
I cannot. I can't.
Yep.
The
So
pressure you have
yeah,
with the
I get.
dash now is
I do
just
get
too
that.
much.
I do get that. I would say for to round this whole topic off, right? I think the last part that I want to talk about it, is how the monetization changed over the years. That is probably like the biggest thing because when I started,
Hmm.
10 years ago, again, like my reason to start was to make friends. For me, I knew that there was like a handful of people that could live from streaming, right? But it wasn't like it is now where there's like
Yeah.
kids out there that's like, oh yeah, I want to become a streamer. I want to become like a full-time streamer. I want to create content for a living.
It's a
That
dream
wasn't,
job now as well, like
of
on their
course,
lists.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like more and more children in school are like, oh yeah, I want to become a YouTuber, I want to be a
Yeah.
Twitch streamer, want to be a professional gamer, whatever it is. So yeah, that was not the case when I started. For me, there was no financial motivation behind it, and I think
Hmm.
that was also a reason why it worked out for me, because people that watch then can feel the motive. Like even if it's not obvious, maybe you can just tell like, oh, there's something off about the stream. I don't enjoy it, you know.
Hmm.
I think people do notice that, and for me, the craziest thing is that in the my most successful years on a platform where I had thousands of viewers every time I streamed, I made less money than I make now having like 100, 200 viewers.
Yeah.
Just as a comparison, so I have my most successful years now. Like I think last year was my most successful year. This year is probably pretty similar, like money
Mhm.
wise. There's just way more ways to monetize your content. And
Yeah.
it's not Twitch. I'm gonna be honest. For me, I make very little money on Twitch, and I think we
Yeah.
talked about it in the past as well. It's actually stupid the amount of hours I put into Twitch compared in how much money I make on other
It's a
platforms. If I
case
want
of
to,
you're working hard, not smart, actually, or we're working
it
hard, not
is.
smart. Because basically, what you do is it's not only like streaming to earn money, but also for the promotion or like being able to get clips for the other platforms to gain followers or like
Yeah,
grow
yeah,
in
yeah.
general.
Yeah, you can't
So,
grow on Twitch. That's the thing. Like
mm,
unless you like new and blowing up with a game or some
yeah.
new thing that you came up with, like growing on Twitch is basically impossible unless you're a fucking unicorn or something right now.
Mm.
Especially if you've been on a platform for so long. It is really, really hard to actually grow there again. The only kind of growth that I'm learning, and that is not really growth, that's just old people coming back, is me playing Counter-Strike again.
Yeah.
Like switching from like being variety and playing a little bit double from this game to another. Dabbling back in CS:GO brings back old people, but it doesn't really bring new people either. So
Mm.
not that that's a bad thing. Like I'm happy to have old people here again. Please don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's insanely hard to grow on that platform. Sadly, that is still something that I wish they could fix in some way. Also, I'm sorry for my voice. I just hear now that it's sounding like crazy
Yeah.
again.
Raspy.
That is because I was screaming my heart out at the wedding. I was cheering on people. I was screaming. I was Mario, like screaming
Mara!
Mario. I was like screaming
Hype
the whole
buddy,
time.
guys.
Yeah, we were the woo girls for everybody. At the wedding. So excuse me for my voice. Yeah, but overall, one big part that I wanted to say as well still is obviously like the people that I got to know and meet over the years on Twitch. Obviously, like without Twitch, I wouldn't be here sitting with Steffi um, either.
Without Mux, I wouldn't be here sitting
True,
knowing you.
true, true.
Yeah.
And there's so many more people. I wouldn't be with my current boyfriend. I wouldn't be with Nathan. I probably wouldn't have all the cute animals that we have right now.
Yeah.
Um, there's so many people in the community. I would love starting to count everybody, but I'm sure I'm gonna forget somebody, and then somebody's gonna be fucking pissed. And the people that are meant, they know, you know who you are. Yeah, right. So I don't
That's
have
the
to.
best you can say. You know who
You
you are,
know who you
guys.
are, guys. You know.
Everyone feels included.
No, it's not really that, but like
It
literally, I
is.
think the people.
It is.
Yeah, kind of, but
You
the
just
people
say
that are
that, and
important
everyone
to
is like,
me,
"Oh, she
they
means
know she means me.
me."
She's thinking exactly at that one moment I was matched on her in cash and I clutched around. That's exactly she's thinking about me right now. No, but
Oh,
everybody knows that you're important, and I'm thankful for having met so many great people and got to spend so many years and time in game, out of game, discussing, cursing at you, being mad at you, you being mad at me, having good times in video games, wins and
yeah.
losses. We also sadly lost a few people along the way over the years that will always be remembered and missed. But yeah, I hope that we can at least have another 10 years together on Twitch. If not, like another, I don't know, how old am I? I'm like 33.
With
Let's
43.
see, like another, give me like another 60. We can still be here in 60 years, you know? Or like a 66th birthday. That would be cool.
Mhm.
66th birthday. Still on Twitch. I don't think
Still playing
anybody
video
wants to
games. I'm
see.
still
Still
diamond in Apex and just like shit
care,
on the 18-year-olds. Get
carrying the
fucked,
tune.
kid.
Yeah,
Be your
exactly.
grandma.
18-year-old dude. I'm playing with 10-year-olds in Valorant. I don't know
That's
what's
what
up.
you think. I told you it's voice changers.
I doubt it.
A
Those kids.
hundred percent. A
Steffi, don't do
hundred
this to
percent.
me. Don't do this to me. I'm about to
I
get a voice
cannot
changer.
trust kids in games because most of the people have such good voice changers already and they are so cute. And then you come up on YouTube with like 25-year-old guy being a kid in game, having
I don't
fun
want
with
to
the
see that.
streamer. Yeah,
Listen, I'm
it's fine.
happy. I'm happy that I don't have that kind of knowledge. Like, I'm just ignoring the fact that that could be like a 35-year-old dude in his mom's basement with a voice changer making. Listen, even if it's fucking, I don't know, Torsten1337 from Twitter that uses a fucking. I hope that there's nobody that's called
You gotta
Torsten1337 on
pay the
Twitter.
bill somehow, right?
I don't care who it is if that person makes my day better, you know, even if it's all a lie. I take the pill. Which one is a blue pill? Red
The blue pill is the light pill.
Yeah, I take the
You
blue
take the blue
pill.
pill.
I take the blue pill if it makes me happy.
Okay. Dude, I can let me know next time if I'm not in your chat. Text me when there's a kid on your game again, on your
Mhm.
team. I want to listen to it, and then I can tell you.
Oh, every time I play Valorant.
Really? Like every time?
Nah, but like every third game.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you can tell there's real kids because they're like, oh, fuck you, mom. That's when you know it's
Yeah,
the
but
real kids.
like very young kids. It's usually
Like, do you
less
were there when there
serious.
was the breach, the 10-year-old breach, right? When I had the 10-year-old, the 12-year-old, and the 13-year-old on my team?
Nah,
Were you not there? Oh my god, that was
I don't
cute.
think so.
So I got to know this little
Hate people
boy.
with voice changers, guys.
No. The one guy. Listen, Bart. I met Bart 2 weeks ago. He's a 13-year-old guy from Croatia, and he was so nice. Listen, we started the game, right? And he was like, "Hi guys," in Champion Select, and I was playing with Nosh, right? And Nosh was like, "Shouldn't you be doing your homework?" I was like, "Oh no!" And that's like when my motherly senses kick in, right? And the
I
kid,
understand that, yeah.
instead of being like offended or something, he was like, "I already finished my homework."
Oh,
And I was like, "Ah!" And then I was in Teams like, "Nosh, if you say a single fucking word to this kid,
that
I'm
was a
gonna
voice
fucking
changer
murder
for
you."
sure.
No. Listen. It goes on. So I played a whole game with the kid. He's really good. He's really nice. You can hear in his voice that he's sick because he stayed home because he was sick.
Voice changer. Mm-hmm.
No. And then he said thank you. He had the perfect communication. He called everything in game. He was like, "Can you please drop this?" And then we were all like in Champions Select. We were all like, we had like 4 duelists, and he was like, "Guys, can we please get one healer? Can one of you please not play?" And then I was like, "Listen, I play Sage for you. It's fine. I do it." And then he was super nice, super respectful. Even if somebody failed, he was like, "Hey, nice try, buddy." And he was so fucking nice, and it made me cry. There's like a clip of me crying. You know what I did afterwards? I bought him
You edit him.
a 50. I edited him, and I bought him because he had no skins. He was like asking me, "Hey, can you drop me your Valorant skin?" I bought him a 50 euro Riot Coins card, and now he plays
Julia
with me.
bought a Smurf.
No.
Smurf.
Bart is real. He's real. He needs to go for dinner with his parents.
Yeah, like every other 35-year-old living in mother's basement.
No. Bart is real.
We know these people.
I play with him almost every day now. He's so sweet. His mom is 2 years older than me. Yep. He's cute. Anyway, I was queuing with him, and then we got queued up with 2 other kids. And one of them was a breach that was 10. I'm still not sure if it was a girl or a boy. But that was... And then he was queuing with a 12. I said I didn't know who it was, what it was.
Yeah,
I
did you
didn't
just
ask.
say there's only 2 genders?
No, I did not.
Oh my god, guys. Cancelled.
Cancelled.
Let's cancel
true.
MissRage.
So yeah, anyway, I have a 13-year-old. I'm his aunt now.
Yeah,
And,
I'm
they
gonna
came up.
investigate. I'm gonna do some investigation here, and then
Good.
I'll crush your dreams.
No, listen, the other 2 maybe, I don't know. But Bart wouldn't do this to me. Bart is my...
Okay.
He wouldn't do that.
Okay.
He doesn't even curse,
I trust
really.
you.
Doesn't really curse.
I trust you.
Do you know how tame
I believe you
Nosh...
for now.
Yes. Listen, maybe everybody, but Bart is real. Don't ruin this for me. Please, he's so innocent.
Okay,
He's so nice.
okay.
And when I given her $50, like the code, the Valorant code, I made him promise that he stays so nice and respectful to people, and he promised me. He said he would.
Of course he did.
I didn't know that would
That's
be.
how kids get more of what they want. You
It's
always
fine.
promise
I'm getting
everything.
them.
Of
It's
course, mom, I'm
fine.
gonna do that. Good girl. Good boy. Who's a
No.
good boy?
Anyway, I hope for many, many more years on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I'm taking the blue pill because it makes me happy, okay?
Okay.
No.
It's okay.
Don't ruin my dreams.
I won't. Don't worry. Too many
Thank you.
more years, guys. No matter
So
which matter
many,
it
many
comes.
more. And I can't wait to
Which matter
celebrate
comes.
your 10th birthday, anniversary on Twitch. Yeah, Steffi's 10th birthday.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening, guys. We really appreciate you. We hear you hopefully again next week. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Double check if you haven't, so we can monetize our videos. Would really appreciate it. Have a beautiful rest of your day. We love you. Bye.